Be merciful, please.
30 of the most amazing games of this year have fallen in battle. Only 2 remain. Assassin's Creed Revelations versus The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. It's one of the closest battles in deathmatch history, and both of these games can be called great, but only one can be called the viewer's choice of 2011. And the winner, as chosen by you guys, is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword.
Yes, now despite an aggressive campaign by Ubisoft, Nintendo's love letter to motion control managed to come out on top.
And of course, I'm sure it helped that the Nintendo fan base was enraged that we didn't nominate Skyward Sword for Game of the Year.
Enraged. That's a nice term. Yeah. It was a close race, but anger always wins in the end.
Did you see that bullshit? Did you see it? Did you see it? G4TV, are you serious? Are you serious? That is just wow. That's just wow. Like, what the fuck? I can't believe what I just saw and heard. Basically, what happened was G4TV had their little video game deathmatch, and Zelda came out on top. Obviously, they weren't happy with that shit. After Zelda had to fight and claw its way to the top, fighting a lot of Game of the Year contenders, even some Game of the Year like winners from other sites, even G4TV's site, and Zelda still came out on top. That's the kind of response we get. It's like, oh, hey, look, Skyward Sword won because Nintendo fans are angry. Wow. Wow. You know, it's funny, reading a lot of those comments, it seemed like a lot of those people weren't Nintendo fans, but just overall gamers that happened to have played Skyward Sword and decided that it was a better game. That's a shocker. Guess what? Before you go off on a rant and be like, oh, you're just an angry fanboy because you voted blah, blah, blah. No. I didn't even go to G4TV's site and vote for any of the death matches at all. I didn't. No. I just stumbled across the results around yesterday, I think. And wow. Are you serious? Just like Nintendo, it's obvious. It's completely obvious G4TV did not want Skyward Sword to win from the fucking start. The matchups Skyward Sword had to go through was harder than any other game had to go through. It's fucking, okay, first round, Uncharted 3. First round was Skyward Sword and Uncharted 3. Uncharted 3 has a pretty big fan base. It's a great game. It's also, like, Skyward Sword got a lot of 10s, Uncharted 3 got a lot of 10s. Is that something that should have been at the very start? Really? That's fucking... Then, FIFA 12, big deal. Batman Arkham City. You put up Skyward Sword against Batman Arkham City in hopes that Batman would win. Because I can go through the previous Batman Arkham City matchups. They wanted Batman to win from this shit. First Batman Arkham City matchup was against DC Universe. Like that was any competition at all. And then the next one was from Forza. So it's obvious G4TV rigged it so Batman could make it, and they had the utmost confidence that Batman would have beat Skyward Sword. And that didn't happen. And that didn't happen. So you guys start freaking out, and then you put it up against Skyrim. Your game of the year. Skyrim is your game of the year. It's fucking Spike TV's game of the year. So you thought, since it was game of the year, that it would beat out Zelda. And then it didn't. So final round, it's Assassin's Creed versus Skyward Sword. And in the end, Skyward Sword came out on top. And then all of a sudden, it's like this childish. Well, yeah, Nintendo won, the Skyward Sword won because the fanboys are mad. Really? Are you serious? How immature are you to look down on, obviously, your viewers? Because you said there was 500,000 votes. These are people that come to your website. These are people that participate by voting. By voting for all these different video game deathmatch matchups, whatever. And obviously, a good majority of them preferred Skyward Sword over all these other games I listed. And then you're just going to say that they're all angry fanboys? They're all angry Nintendo fans? Are you serious? And guess what? Guess what? By doing shit like this, people, they're not going to come back to your site after you say shit like that. These people, a lot of them played Skyrim, played Batman, played Zelda, played these games, and they just came to the conclusion Skyward Sword was their game of the year. It was the game that they picked, obviously, and you guys just wasn't having it. It was just a quick little snippet of Skyward Sword footage, and then it was just, oh, well, Skyward Sword, Nintendo fans were mad. And that was it. Despite the fact you obviously didn't want it to win from the matchups, despite the fact you had a fucking inaccurate description of the game the entire time, it was fucking insulting, honestly, the description. It was something along the lines of another Zelda game where you have to go save Princess Zelda. Again, like, really? Really? Zelda wasn't even a fucking princess in this game. She wasn't even a fucking princess in the game. Not in Skyward Sword. Maybe in all the other Zelda games, but not in this one. And it was just unbelievable. It's like you copy and pasted the description from some other Zelda game, put it into here. And it's just wow. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't played the game, but Zelda is not princess. She's way more than that. And then just all the garbage that the Nintendo fans had to put up with during this time. Obviously, there's a Nintendo conspiracy. Obviously, the shit's real. Because, like they said they didn't even nominate it for Game of the Year. And it wins in their death match, which went against pretty much the main Game of the Year contenders. And won? Just saying. Just saying. The people obviously have a different opinion from these fucking TV shows, from these fucking award sites. And it's just ridiculous. Wow. So, G4TV, you guys lost whatever little snippet of credibility you guys had when it comes to video games. Honestly, I never took you guys seriously in the first place. But now, you guys are in the fucking negatives. Man, you guys aren't even on my scope as far as gaming goes. So, that's me. That's Proud Tycoon. That's what I have to say about this. I think it's some bullshit. Go ahead, comment below with what you think, how you feel. Yes, I'm mad. Okay. Let's get this straight. Yes, I am a Nintendo fanboy. But like I said, I wasn't even aware of this until it was already done. And wow. Just wow. Mind blown. G4TV, fuck you.